Breaking news with Based and Bougie. So, guys, the migrant crisis continues, and this time they are so desperate, okay, to completely transform the country ethnically to the point where they are sneaking in people into hotels at 1 a.m. Let's get into the story, guys. So footage has been trending all over X. They won't show you this on TikTok. They won't show you this on Instagram because these platforms have now become heavily censored due to the new surveillance laws. I'm going to show you guys the footage.
There we go, guys. The time is 1:33, the 1st of August. Would anybody like to speak to me? So guys, you've just seen it for yourself. There's definitely immigrants coming in.
I have so many questions. My first question is, why are they sneaking them in at 1 a.m.? Apparently this was around 1:30, 1:33. 1 a.m.? Okay, 12 p.m., 10 p.m., that's fine. 1 a.m. It's almost as though they have something to hide. Okay, but everything that's done in the darkness always comes to light. I think the reason why they did this, of course, at 1 a.m. is because obviously there's been a lot of protests happening outside migrant hotels ever since the Epping incident. So now they're doing this at a time where they know there'll be no protests at all and they're sneaking in these migrants. The thing that was very, very weird to me is, why are they wearing all this uniform? Why are they wearing the same uniform? They almost look like an army. Not only that, but they're all holding these documents. I guess they're these folders, brown folders with documents inside. What is going on? Like, someone tell me what is going on. This is too suspicious. Another thing that's very, very funny that I had to point out is the fact that they're all fighting age men. They're all young men. They're all young lads. And this is what we've been saying for the longest. Establishment keeps importing fighting aged men. Why is that? Now, whilst they're allowing these migrants to come in for free, they are actually cancelling people's bookings. As in, they are not actually allowing people who have paid money to stay in these hotels to come in. Let me show you footage, guys.
This guy actually booked a room, but they canceled his reservation.
They're gonna let you go in. Because we actually have now a gentleman,
James Wilkinson.
blow that out. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. So you've actually, when did you book the room? How much was the room?
80 quid.
80 quid. So it's actually on Friday, it was taken over by the government to be used as a migrant processing centre. 550 rooms, they're ferrying them in now. I presume you'll have to wait to booking.com and try and get a refund.
We'll see what we can do.
So you would have thought they would let you know though, wouldn't you?
Would have been ideal, but it's not their fault, is it? But I mean, they've probably been told what to do. We'll see.
Cooking.
Now, do you know what's so offensive to me about all of this is the fact that they are doing this, allowing people to stay in this luxury five-star hotel for free, whilst our veterans are still sleeping on the streets, guys. I read an article on GB News where it showed that there were these, I believe, four veterans who literally were given a 2 month notice to leave their homes. They had no help, they had no support, they had no financial support at all. They just were kicked out, just like that. I'm going to insert
Well,
the
all
footage.
we was, we got served the eviction notice a couple of weeks ago. No explanation, nothing. It told us that we're out by September. No help to get any of the properties, nothing at all. We're supposed to be in supported accommodation. We've all got PTSD, and they've done nothing whatsoever for us.
Oh, it's disgraceful. Gary, I'll bring you in. Would you mind just explaining a bit, lads, as well, if it's all right, about, the kind of service that you've done in the armed forces as well? I think a couple of you have been on multiple tours, is that right?
Yeah, I joined in 2004. I did 9 years and then 6 years in the reserves. I did 2 tours of Afghanistan. I was in Operation 11 and 16 with the Royal Tank Regiment. And then I come here a couple of years ago because I was suffering with my mental health. I had a failed suicide attempt. So, walking with wounded moved me here.
All right. Well, I will just say, if you don't mind me, I'm very glad that you're still with us in more ways than one. So. Yes, and Andy, can I just ask? So the letter hits the mat, does it, Andy? And it says what you've got to be out of this accommodation, and there's no reason given, and are you just going to be homeless soon?
Well, I asked the question, what's the reason for it? They didn't have an answer. I asked them what they've got in place for us if we do get evicted. They still didn't have an answer. They said we've got 2 months to do whatever. Like, stress levels in this building with all the boys and girls in here is just so high at the moment, you know what I mean? I'm 53 at the moment. If I get made homeless, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got no family now, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be stuck.
It's just absolutely shocking. Well, Trevor, as a counsellor, I'm assuming that you've done your best to try and find out exactly what's going on. Who's responsible for this then? Is this the local council? What's happening?
Well, I just got a call off these guys just over a week back saying, could I get involved because nobody's taken any interest. We've been served eviction notices and they want us out. So I was honoured to come and help them. Obviously, these lads have put their life on the line for the country, and this is how they're treated. It's absolutely abysmal. It's horrible.
So those people who have literally fought for this country, laid blood for this country, put their life on the line, put their livelihood on the line for this country, people who are literally foreign to this country. If we was to tell them what are the 4 British values, they couldn't even tell you. If we was to tell them to write a full page in English, they couldn't even do it. But they give it, like, come on, guys. And when people say, oh, we're being racist about migration, it's not about racism. It's just about logic and common sense. Why are people who just arrived here being thrown into luxury hotels, whilst people who are veterans and fought for this country are not being allowed in? And people who have booked their hotel stays are not being allowed in. Like, every single person, if you are a British citizen, if you hold a passport, if you are a taxpayer, this should be of concern to you. This should be of serious concern to you that foreigners are more of a priority than you, the taxpayer, the actual citizen that was born here. But oh, you guys are just going to make it about racism. Our establishment keeps continuing to repeat what is not working. When you're seeing protests literally sweeping through the streets of the UK, it's not in vain. The reason why these people are protesting is not necessarily because we don't want migrants, it's because these migrants, they're quite dangerous. This morning, I was doing more research about migrant hotels and particularly how a lot of migrants are being responsible for assault towards children. And I literally just wrote down migrant hotel rape. I'm going to screen record it as proof. Guys, there's so many articles of migrants assaulting children. Here we go. Asylum seeker, migrant criminal activity. PM urges police to give more information about criminals assaulting children. 2 children sexually assaulted at London migrant hotel. 2 Afghan asylum seekers charged for alleged rape of a 12-year-old. A trio of men guilty of repeatedly raping a 12-year-old girl over. There's too many articles. Police covering up the rape of a 12-year-old. And they're all the same age. All these girls are 12, 14, 13. Like, it's not working. It's not working. It's dangerous. These people are not coming here with the intention to integrate and to contribute. They come in here with the intention to harm. To harm. At record breaking numbers. That's why we are protesting. It's not necessary. Listen, the native English people, they're the only race of people who have been so. No one has been able to do multiculturalism the way the English have. Okay, they've done it for multiple years. They've been doing it since colonialism. They're still doing it now. They've been very accepting of every culture. But if we've gotten to this point where people are bubbling up and people, are protesting all over the UK, is because now it's becoming dangerous. We are not going to tolerate our children being assaulted like this at record breaking numbers. It's not on. But I just don't understand why our establishment just wants to ignore this. Not only are they ignoring this, but they keep importing the same people and the same cultures and the same races and the same religions who are responsible for this. They're not importing people from Australia. They're not importing people from New Zealand. They're not importing people from Lagos or Accra. They're importing people from war zone, war torn countries, people who have never, even touched civilized society, don't know how to control their sexual urges. That's who they're importing. Guys, this is intentional. It's becoming more and more clear that this is intentional now. The way they are just ignoring this and choosing to do nothing about it, and in fact bringing more and more of these types of people into the country, just goes to show that this is definitely intentional. This is not by accident anymore. I even saw an article where there were 90 assaults by migrants in a 3-star hotel. 90. The reason why this is so shocking to me, right, is because when my dad and all my uncles describe, their arrival to the UK, they were so excited. They were so optimistic. They were almost like on their best behavior. Like they had a point to prove. We want to work. We want to study. We want to contribute. We want to make money. We want to be successful. We're not trying to go jail. We're not trying to commit any crimes. We have to act accordingly. We have to show we're civilized. Like, they had a point to prove. They wanted to show that we are on their best behavior and we can integrate into the society. But the new migrants that we are seeing today, they're not like, when I'm seeing articles like a man has been in the country for less than a month and they're sorting a child, this country is becoming a laughing stock to these migrants. It's becoming a laughing stock. And the reason why it's a laughing stock is because they know our establishment isn't going to do anything. And if our establishment isn't going to do anything, this is why the country is becoming more and more dangerous. This is why you're seeing more and more people leaving this country. But to end this video, guys, I feel like the utopian that we once had here in Great Britain of just safety, peace, prosperity, and just the general safety, especially of women, is slowly disappearing, guys. In the next 30, 50 years, this country is going to turn into an absolute shithole. I can already see it coming. Women are no longer going to be safe. Why? Because our establishment is working with somebody. I can't even figure out who they could potentially working with and how they could be benefiting from this. But it's becoming more and more evident that this importation of migrants who completely foreign to Western culture, again, they are not importing people from Lagos, importing people from New Zealand or Australia or Singapore. They are importing people who come from very uncivilized parts of the country. And I know this because I work in this industry. I can tell you this for free. I don't lie. I'm not doing all this for no reason. I'm doing this because I've seen with my own eyes just this industry and where these people are coming from. I'm telling you, they're coming from war zone, uncivilized places. and yet they keep intentionally importing them in the millions. This is planned. This is a part of a bigger plan, and this is going to lead to the dark ages of Great Britain. But anyways, guys, if you guys are looking for more videos like this where I actually give you guys the truth, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.